Sorry, folks. I think this position better. Not that it makes any difference. All right, let's see if our audio is working, and it looks like it is. Hello, one viewer. We had two for just a moment. It's like it'll be coming up in about 3 minutes. About 3 minutes.
W9JCA repeater. Next Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Time is 6 p.m. Tuesday, W9JCA tone 97.4.
QST. This is KB9QVO. We're going to be holding an on-air meeting of the Jay County Amateur Radio Club this evening. What I'd like to do is remind everybody, I got a text from Gil. We'll be live streaming on YouTube. Anyone that would like to get on YouTube there, just go to the W9JCA website and follow the tutorials there for the live streaming on YouTube. Let me stand by and see if there's any Emergency or priority traffic at this time? Nothing heard there. Okay, what I want to do here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go through the sign-in sheet that we normally check off at our regular meetings. And I'll start going through here, no particular order, so heads up. If you hear your call sign and your name, please return your call sign and just say present, and I'll mark you off here. Let me reset. So with that, we'll call the meeting to order. The May 19th, 2020 monthly meeting of the J County Amateur Radio Club. All right, heads up as I go through the list here. And like I said, if you would just respond with your call sign and tell me you're present, and I'll check you off the list here. No specific order, so heads up. And these are those members that have paid their dues as I have record for the year so far. N9 RDX, Marvin. KD9LEY, Mike.
KD9LEY present.
W9WKI, Todd. KD9KPF, Tony. KB9OPL, Chip.
KB9OPL present.
KA1UP, Tom. Good evening to all. W9GKF, Dave. W8RZR, Josh. KE8MOM, Shirley. W8VCR, Ron. V8VCR, present. K9AAZ, Larry. AA9OM, Daryl. KC9ZKZ, Carl. KC9ZKZ, we're present. KB8SZS, Dwayne. WE9T, Dave. KB8SCR, Dave.
KB8SCR present.
W9JKL, Jeff.
W9JKL here.
WB9SYS, Dennis. KT9EIT, Lois. WB8ZRQ, Rick. KT9OUT, Gil.
KT9OUT present.
KD9 or KC9 CGL, Bob. KD9 CGL, present. KC9OYW, Chad. KC9QCJ, Wayne. W9RTO, PG.
W9RTO, present.
Okay, like I said, that is the list of members who have paid for this year. Are there any others out there who would like to check in on our meeting here? Call now. 9 KPF present. UE9 present. Got you checked down here. Anyone else? UE9T present.
KD9CQQ, Jeff and Upland, present.
Hey, got W9T, Dave. Let's see, I called you, checked you off, and Jeff, we got you there. KD9CQQ, is there any others? Francis, did you get KD9KPF? Yeah, I doubled there with you. KD9KPF present. We got you, Tony. We got you checked off here. We called you earlier. You didn't answer, but we got you checked off now along with WE9T. We had called him earlier. So he's checked off as present now. And like I said, Jeff, KD9CQQ. Is there anyone else? Right, with that, we will turn it over to Mr. PG there, so he can let us know what was recorded at the last meeting that we were face-to-face. PG, go ahead.
W9JCA, repeater.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. KB9CBO, W9RTO, J County Ham Club Secretary. On Tuesday, March the 18th this year, a motion by Gil and a second by Chad to approve the minutes from the February 18th meeting, 11 members present. President Francis, KB9CBO, reported that Tom Kalp, treasurer, could not be present for the meeting, but reported the treasury now stands at $1,047.25. $1,047.25. We'll let this drop. Continuing, the J County 443-475 repeater might be moved a little bit later, according to Jeff, W9JKL, who said that he'll be using his analyzer to check out transmitting antennas from the future. President Francis said that Deb Stroll on the J County Fair Board said that possibly the J County Ham Club could set up possibly the communications trailer on the east side of the new Farmers Building at the J County Fair, which is July 10th through the 18th. July 10th through the 18th at the J County Fair. KBA SCR said they knew 441.525 P25 repeater is now on the air from the Land Tower site, which is on Highway 36 west of US 27. KD9LEY said the grand prize for the East Central Indiana Handfest, which will be at the Randolph County Fairgrounds August the 15th, will be on ICOM 7300. That's Saturday, August 15th. For the East Central Indiana Handfest, the Randolph County Fairgrounds, free setup and free admission. And a motion to adjourn to March 17th, 2020. The County Ham Radio Club meeting by Dwayne, KBA SBS, and a motion seconded by KD9LEY. Pete Gelson, W9RTO, J County Ham Club Secretary, and back to our president, KD9TVO, W9RTO.
Okay, PG, thank you for that. Does anyone have any additions or corrections to those minutes as read to us? Other than go through the roll call here as far as accepting the minutes, getting a motion or a second, which is going to eat up some clock going through that list again. If no one has any objections, I will state that the minutes be accepted as read. Anyone in objection? Okay, with that, the minutes will stand approved as read. And now we'll send it over towards St. Henry there to KA1UP, Tom, for a report of the Treasury.
KA1UP. What I'll try to do is quickly summarize everything. What we have done is we have reimbursed Dave Woods for the controller out of the club funds, and that was $204. We had one member that paid his club dues. And then what happened is we sold a couple of patches to a member, and one member of the club made a significant contribution to the club. So we've come up now with a new balance of $963.25, and that is not to forget those people that made direct money contributions to Dave for the new controllers that were bought. And I think that summarizes everything. And if I need to repeat any figure for you, PG, just holler back. This is KA1UP. Back to you, Francis.
Tom, that is a current balance of 963.25, correct?
Correct.
Righty, and for those of you who may not be aware, there's been quite a bit transpired since our last face-to-face meeting. There was a gentleman that had contacted Dave, KB at SCR, that he had two ARCOM controllers with all the latest software, the real-time clock, and rack mount on sale for $337 each. Those controllers with the same equipment, the clock and the rack mount, sell for $465 roughly. For those that may not be aware, CAT controllers is what we have been running on the repeaters. They are no longer in business. So if anything was to happen to the CAT controllers, we'd be out of luck. We'd have to go purchase a new controller. And with the deal on these new controllers, I checked with each of our club officers and our two trustees to vote whether or not to take money out of the club treasury towards the purchase of these two new ARCOM 210 controllers. The vote was unanimous to do so. Let me reset. Tom has already mentioned we had several who contributed towards the purchase of these controllers. Like I said, have been $337, and that was shipped versus $465. What Tom referred to as giving to KB8SCR Dave the $204, that was the difference in what was collected and donated by club members towards the purchase of these controllers. So in essence, it cost the club $204 for two of the ARCOM 210 controllers.
Good deal.
Let me reset. B9QVO here by identification. So that's where the $204 expense to KB8SCR out of the Treasury came from. Dave had paid for these controllers, and those who donated towards those either paid Dave directly, and then that was the balance left that the club owed for the controllers. Jeff has both of them, and he's been a busy boy. The one thing about these ARCOM controllers, the old CAT controllers, we were only able to link 4 repeaters through the remote base, and that's just one at a time. It's not all 4 at one time. But with these new CAT or with these new ARCOM controllers, we can link to 10 different repeaters, which we've been doing here for their nets. Randolph Club, the Blackford Club, the Adams Club, Wells County Club. These new controllers, we can link to 10 different repeaters. So they're a lot more versatile than the CAT controllers. We still have the CAT controllers we can use for backup if necessary. Or the next time we get face-to-face at a meeting, we can decide if the club wants to sell some of the excess equipment that we have here. Any comments or questions thus far?
W9KCA repeater.
All right, nothing heard there. As PG mentioned, I have still not heard anything back from Fair Board or anyone out there as to whether or not we'll be able to set up during the fair in July. As of right now, the Jay County Fair is still on. There may be some rules that we need to follow as it gets closer. I'm sure the Fair Board will make announcements on that, but as of right now, the Jay County Fair is still scheduled to happen in July. Also, as far as I know right now, the club still plans on participating in Field Day. I will know something after the 2nd of June, whether or not the parks will technically be open. Right now, you can go in the park, sit down at a picnic table, and eat a lunch if you want, but the playgrounds and the shelter houses are closed. The city will make a determination the 2nd of June as to whether or not they're going to open the parks up to the general public and the shelters and stuff. But as of right now, we're still planning on Field Day at the Milton Milner Park on the north side of Portland. Any questions thus far? And with that, as far as our being able to move our repeater to another site, that is still being worked out. With the COVID-19, it has put a lot of things on hold because everybody's trying to comply and figure things out on this COVID-19. but that's still an ongoing possibility. We'll be able to move the 443-475 repeater possibly to another site here in Portland. Any questions on that? Let me open it up here for any discussion or comments. Does anyone have any comments or any discussion they'd like to bring before the club? 9 KPF with old business. D9 KPF, go ahead, sir. Okay, an update on the communications trailer. Pretty well got it all demoed out what we're going to do and ready to start putting some stuff back in it. I'm going to pick up some material this weekend and maybe get the bench in there for the radios, and then what I'm planning on is not this coming weekend, but the weekend following. I'm planning on going up there at Arby's and getting some coffee and maybe chat for a few minutes, and then heading back out this way and work on that trailer. So anybody that would like to work on the trailer, not this coming weekend, but the weekend after. I don't think that's Memorial Weekend. I think next weekend's Memorial, so correct me if I'm wrong there. But immediately after the Arby's breakfast, to come back out here and work on the trailer for a couple hours. Anybody interested is more than welcome to come out. I'll provide the coffee and some donuts just to entice some people. Back to KB9 QVO President, KB9 KPF. All right, Tony, thanks for that update. Yeah, this weekend will be the 23rd. The next weekend would be the 30th, and that would be Memorial Day weekend, I believe. It won't be this coming weekend. It'll be the next weekend. But still, we can get together, maybe get out there, and somebody hold a flashlight or a level, whatever. I think it'd be good to try to get together and get something done on that trailer, just in case we're able to set up at the Jay County Fair there in July. We'll be ready to rock and roll. Anyone else have any? Well, also I'd just like to mention we have been meeting at Arby's out in the parking lot there on Saturday mornings at 8:30. Go through the drive-thru and get whatever you want, and we pull our vehicles in the back parking lot there where a lot of semis park, and chit-chat on Simplex or roll our windows down and shout back and forth. We've had 6, 7, 8 guys show up there. Everyone's welcome to join us. 9 KPF with additional. 89 KPF recognized. Go ahead, Tony. Yeah, one more thing on the trailer there. I guess if anybody's wanting to donate equipment for that, be it radios or antenna or coax or anything, we probably ought to start collecting that so that we can get a game plan of what we're going to put in there. So just be thinking about that the next week or two and get that over to somebody to get it out here of the trailer, whether it's me or somebody else, but probably ought to be thinking towards that if anybody's got anything they want to donate. KD9 KPF, that's all I got. 1UP. A1UP recognized. Go ahead, Tom. Real quick. I've got air nailers, finish nailers, and crown nailers. Any of that equipment be of use to you in your endeavors of remodeling that trailer? I don't think so at this time. No, I don't think so at this time, but it's a possibility once we get to doing some fine-tuning to it. It's a possibility. But yes, I mean, it's a possibility that we may use that stuff later on. Right now, I'm just trying to get a bench in there, and I think I've got everything I need to do that besides the plywood. which is going to be a laminated top in there. So I think all I need is some wood screws and stuff, and I have all that, the screw gun. So I think we're good with material right at the moment.
Please change, just give me a shout. With that K1UP, I'll turn back to net control.
Hey, KB9QVO here for identification. Yeah, anybody that has any equipment that they might want to donate towards the communication trailer, get a hold of myself or Tony, and we'll get a list started there so we know what we got, what we might need. Anybody that might have any antennas or any ideas on how we might want to put a mast on the trailer, pop-up or telescoping, whatever. If you've got some ideas, why, give them to Tony and see if we can't get something figured out. Like I said, antennas, speed line, anything you might have as far as ideas or equipment, let Tony or myself know and we'll get a list started here. Anyone else have anything to come before the club?
W9JCA repeater.
9JKL. W9JKL recognized. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Francis and everybody out there. I just want to kind of update everybody of what I've been up to here with the changes. A lot of you are probably pretty much aware of it, but as Francis mentioned, we're capable of linking up 10 different repeaters, not at the same time, but one at a time. We could do more, but we didn't see it necessary to do any more than 10. And we could do that with the CAT controller. It's a little more difficult, but it will. You can do it with a CAT controller. It's just not as laid out as it is on the ARCOM, but that's not one of the main reasons we got the ARCOM anyway. But it does help. We did find that we knew this was going to come down the road probably sometime anyway. That the GM300 radios that we've been using as remote base, they're very old radios, and over time they have tendency to not to hold on frequency, and they'll want to start drifting, and we ran into that problem with one of them, and we pulled it off and lined her up, but she didn't stay. We got another one on there, and she is staying so far. So with the help of Dave and I, Eric got together, and I want to thank KB8FCR for all his participation in this with me there. He's helped me a lot. Played a pretty good role. I'm going to reset here. Continuing on there, we purchased a couple of VHF radios. They're CDM 1250s, and they're a newer version of the GM300, a lot nicer radio as far as that goes, and they do the same thing. And I've only had to change just a couple wires. That's 2 wires I had to change on the plug, and that was it. So I do have one of them functioning here, but I don't have it on the air because I got a repeater set up in here in my shop there where I do all my testing and stuff with it before I take it out there and then get it working in here. So anyway, we're going to have that resolved there, so I think it's going to work out really good. And we got a WX200 weather station I've been working on, and I had some issues with that. It was working fine as far as when it received a weather alert, it would come up and operate just like it's supposed to. And our goal was to have it go out the repeater and the remote base. So being hooked to the 210, it would go over both repeaters. And the only problem is when they sent down the shutdown command, the audio would shut off, the repeater would stay key until it timed out. Well, that wasn't going to work. So anyway, I believe I got that one figured out, and I think it's going to work. So we're good to go there, but that's what we're going to have. So eventually, our plans are, we'll have a WX200 weather alert station, which is the same radios, about like Leslie said here. Operates in the same order, sort of like your weather stations you can get for home there. Your weather alert stations weather radios you can buy, functions in the same order, and it's kind of nice. So that'll be a nice feature on there. That's what we've been up to here. So just get everybody updated. You're going to hear a little bit of different stuff going on with Peter, but we're wanting to get everything working nice and smooth best you can. You can't get everything perfect, but want it better. We've come a long way, so I'm pretty pleased with the way it's all working out so far. That's all I have here, so I'll turn it back to order. Francis, just wanted to do a little update on that there, Francis. W9JKL.
Hey, Jeff, thank you very much for that, and I'll let Dave, KB8SCR, he has some update information on the 442675 repeater. He had purchased one of the RCOM controllers, it's been several months ago, and Jeff's been working on that. Dave, you want to give us a little update on the 442675?
Okay, thanks, Francis. Yeah, we're moving forward with the new VHF link radios that Jeff just mentioned. Coming close to getting everything we need to have the 675 ready to install. Still working on the antenna, mounting of an antenna, but we're making some progress on that. But moving forward, so hopefully we'll have the repeater and the link radio all operational, and so then we will begin, like we used to do, link for the nets over to the 210 or the 475, whichever way we need to go. And the goal is to try to expand the footprint, and we will most definitely do that. So it's coming along. Don't really have much else to elaborate on, but we're headed in the right direction. So with that, I'll turn it back to Francis and let him continue on. KB8SCR.
Thank you, Bill here. Dave, while I've got you here on the radio, I'll just mention that the club had voted to try to put up a remote receive site because of all the interference we were getting on the 210. Just wasn't working out. We had two radios, a power supply, and a cabinet that we had taken to the remote receive site that we was planning on using. And those have been there for several months. This past Saturday, Dave and myself went to that site and retrieved that equipment, so that either on down the pike, if we decide to do the remote receive site again, find another site, or go back to the same site we was at, we have that equipment. Dave, did you get a chance to check that equipment out, make sure everything was okay?
I have not had a chance to take a look at it. I'd like to put both radios on the bench and double check, make sure they're. One of them is a GM300, and as Jeff mentioned, these are getting the older radios, and that's common. It's a known problem that as they age, they begin to drift off frequency. So, we'll get to that as soon as we can. One thing I might mention, in addition to what Francis said, we can put a remote receive site just about anywhere somebody's willing to put one up. There's no limit on that. There's a couple ways you can do it. The most economical way to do it is just use the VHF link radio. That would be keying the VHF repeater on a different PL tone, so that you could have a different site. You can name it, but use it. The difference would be between the PL tones. So if we have an area of our group's operation that somebody would be interested in a remote receive site, and it doesn't have to be extremely high. Anything would help, get a community or, 5 or 8 miles handheld coverage pretty easily on something maybe at 50 feet. So something to consider. But we've got 2 of them, one on one PL tone, one on another over here in Mercer County, and it works pretty good. You just have to add an additional channel in your radio and call it something else. And the key is having a different PL tone to bring up that receive site. Anyhow, we can talk more about that later, but that's where we're at. Back to you, Francis. KVNSCR.
W9JCA repeater.
All right, Dave, thank you very much for that. Does anybody else have any information or comments for the club? Call now.
K89LAY.
You were next on my list there. You were next on my list, Mike. KD9LEY, do you have some updates on the HamFest?
Well, I got a couple things. First, the HamFest obviously moved to August 15th. Been in contact with a lot of people. I've been sending out spam flyers via Facebook to anybody and everybody that's an amateur in the world. So been getting a lot of contact back from that, and pretty good prospects there. Francis, have you had any luck, or have you had a chance to start on that list that I gave you?
Made a couple phone calls there, Mike, but have not got any return calls. I talked to High Gain, and got the list in the house there. High Gain was one of them I had talked to, and I have not heard anything back.
Okay, no problem. That's about all I have for the HamFest at this time. The next thing I have is June 20th. Our club will be hosting a simulated search and rescue hunt, I guess you could say. Be June 20th, 3 p.m. Meet at Monroe Central, and when you enter Randolph County, please notify Net Control that you are en route to the school, and Net Control will be on 147.300 with the PL tone of 110.9, and also have a radio program for 146.565, which will be the lost transmitter. It'll be a coordinated effort. We won't be going out on our own individually, but it'll be a coordinated effort, hence the Net Control operator. We'll have our comm trailer set up somewhere within the county. Not sure if it'll be at the school yet, but it'll be up somewhere. So, with that, we'll turn it back over to you, Mr. President, KD9LEY.
All right, Mike, we appreciate that update, information. Like I said, we are planning on going ahead with our field day at the Milner Park. We'll just have to wait and make sure that the city opens the parks up and that we have restrooms available. May still have to social distance a little, but that's our plan as of right now to go ahead with our plans for field day. And like I said, as of right now, the Jay County Fair is still on, and we just need to hear from someone there on the fair board to let us know whether or not we're going to be able to set up there just east of the Farmers Building to demonstrate amateur radio during the Jay County Fair. Like I said, there's some things ongoing with equipment and sites. We're just going to have to be patient and get through this COVID-19 thing, and hopefully then we'll be able to start exchanging some information and getting some information on some things we got going on. But I want to thank every member of the club for all they do, for their participation, their ideas, their donations, It's not a one-man club, and it was never intended to be. And you guys do a great job out there. I'm proud of everybody pitching in and doing your thing. Trying to think if I missed anything. I'm going over my notes here. Anyone else have anything to bring before the club? Alright, if nobody else has anything to bring before the club at this time, PG, thank you, and Tom, thank you for your information here, bringing us up to speed. We'll wait and see, but there's a good chance we may be able to have a face-to-face meeting in June. Where that will be, we will announce on the net whether we're going to do it in the park. We'd still like to have a cookout, if at all possible, the night of our meeting, and just get everybody together and enjoy some good food, fellowship, and then conduct our business according. So stay tuned for that. I don't have my phone handy here to see when the next, yeah, here it is. I misplaced it. I didn't lose it, just misplaced it. June the 16th. June the 16th. Our next scheduled meeting of the Jay County Amateur Radio Club. And like I said, stand by, or stay tuned. Hopefully we can have a cookout on that evening, and then have our meeting to follow. With that, if nobody else has anything to bring before the club, we'll adjourn here in about 16 minutes, it looks like. Jeff, W9JKL, will be running our Tuesday evening net at 7 o'clock, so hang around for the net. Those of you that have been here for the meeting, I appreciate you checking in. I was going to tell you how many we had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 in attendance here for the on-air meeting. That, everybody have a good evening. Catch you on the net here, and we will adjourn the May monthly meeting of the Jay County Amateur Radio Club. Everybody stay safe, and once again, if you have any equipment or ideas for Tony and the communication trailer, give them or myself, and we'll try to get that thing ready to rock and roll. A little PR for the club, and we want to thank Tony for donating the use of that trailer to use as a communication trailer. Tony, we appreciate that much. With that, if nobody has anything else to come before the club, we'll give you one last opportunity here.
W9JKL, just want to thank everybody for, I'm with Francis here. We're very proud of you all. Great group. Couldn't have a better club, and can't speak highly enough there. So just want to make my comment on that there too. So I'm really proud of this club there. So I'm impressed very much. Anyways, back to you, Francis, and we'll catch you all on the net. W9JKL.
W9JCA repeater.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much for that. Yep. Anybody any prouder of this club than I am? And with that, we will adjourn this meeting and see everybody here in about 14 minutes on the net. KB9QVO.
KC9Q, JCARC.
You snuck in there. I called you and I didn't get a response. Let me